show host, a poet, or an executive chef at a five-star resort? What's out there in the world of work for you? Here's your chance to dream big and generate some career options in this episode of Career Advantage. Today we want to help you generate career ideas. The more ideas, the better. We'll narrow down your list in later episodes. For now, we're just generating ideas. You might say that the theme of this episode is brainstorming. Brainstorming is a creative process to throw out as many ideas on a particular topic as possible. In this case, your career.
Let me give you some ways to find your passion. You're sitting there and looking around your room. Okay, there are a whole bunch of things you can do that are really fun. One of them is, and first you have to establish that you have this little thing inside you. It's called, what I call a smile meter. Now they used to have laugh meters or applause meters, you know, in shows, so that when everybody clapped, the dial went all the way up. Well, this is a smile meter. This is a very subtle meter. And when the dial moves just slightly to the right, it just makes you smile a little, even if it doesn't show. So, okay, you've got to put that inside you. And then you have to look around your phone and see what moves it, even a little bit. Is it a nice color? Is it a picture of your kid? Just so you start understanding what you're doing. Then you get up and walk around the house, or you walk around the office. You look at a dozen things and say, what's the smile meter doing? That's the smile. And you start paying attention. Now, when you say, well, of course I like chocolate, and of course I like my garden, there's no of course to anything. Just notice it. It's all evidence. If you were Sherlock Holmes, you'd find all the clues. You use the clues. So you don't have to memorize them. Just start doing that. When you start doing it at home, you might find out what you love.
Keep these 2 points in mind. First, we're going for quantity over quality at this point. Your goal is to come up with a long list of career options. We'll have lots of time to narrow down your list in the next episode. Second, consider even the most outrageous ideas. Maybe an international spy or a concert violinist aren't realistic career goals, but they might spark another idea that is more realistic.
We don't have to be totally rational. You need to have all the facts and all the probability data. The books talk about highest expected utility. You multiply probability times times desirability and come up with a quotient. We're not capable of knowing that much about every kind of choice. So you kind of resort to this intuition or feel. And some people are better at that than others, and our society hasn't honored that as much until more recently.
I probably have as much fun as anything, kind of working with kids, and I absolutely love basketball, and so I still have dreams of being a Little League basketball coach one day, so that would be a lot of fun. And there are a bunch of things I can see myself doing as life goes along, from writing books to what have you. But whatever it is, hopefully it'll be things that will get me excited in terms of waking up, if not each morning, at least most mornings.
I'll give you a variety of techniques to generate career options. Not every technique is going to appeal to you. Try the techniques that seem the most fun or easy. Let's start with your personal career profile, where you keep track of your skills, interests, personality, and values as they relate to the work world. Do you have your personal career profile ready? We'll use it to start generating some career options.
What do you do once you've got these lists? What do you do with these priorities? If you are using them to make an occupational choice, if you're using them to make a decision, one of the first things you want to do is look at how you can combine them in different ways and come up with ideas of what kinds of jobs, what kinds of occupations would fit this profile. You've really created a kind of template. and you're looking at, okay, if I took my top 3 values, my top 3 skills, my top 3 interests, and kind of mixed and matched them, what types of work would incorporate those? What types of work would meet those?
Let's start by looking at your list of interests. Choose one of your interests. We're going to answer the following questions. How could I teach people about this interest? How could I sell something related to this interest? And what kind of related service could I provide? So how can you teach people about this interest? Suppose you chose health and fitness from your list. How could you teach people about health and fitness? You could write informational articles for a magazine about health, nutrition, or sports. You could teach classes in marathon running, yoga, or rock climbing.
My career goal and what motivated me was to be able to do something with my life. I wanted to leave this world a better place and match with the love of the outdoors that my father and my mother instilled in me. My career path has really been one of an educator through the natural sciences, either through the Peace Corps, through the National Park Service, and now educating in a different way through the museum environment.
Next question. How could you sell something related to this interest? If your interest was health and fitness, you could design advertising for a sportswear company. You could arrange travel tours of wilderness hikes or cycling trips. Or you could handle sales of everything from vitamin supplements to tennis rackets.
Find something that somebody needs and give it to them. And that's how you make it in the marketplace. You figure out who's buying what and you sell it to them. That's the core notion. That's how you place yourself.
Last question. What service could you provide related to this interest? Again, with an interest in health, you could work as a personal trainer to help individuals reach their fitness goals. You could work as a home health nurse that meets patients where they live. Or you could work as a nutritional consultant for hospitals and schools.
I feel like my whole career has been leading up to one day leading my own company, at least trying it out, seeing if it works. And it feels great. I mean, it's very rewarding. I think one of the best things about it is you get to create your own environment. You know, I've seen a lot of different environments, and I can certainly feel like I learned a lot from each one of them, but here I've created sort of my own personality, my own nest, so to speak, and I feel very, very much in my own environment.
One of the advantages that people have today is that there are so many alternatives to very traditional employment. And many people are looking at self-employment opportunities, they're looking at entrepreneurial opportunities. There is, depending on the field, there are a lot of opportunities for contract work, where you are essentially selling your time and your skills to a variety of organizations for short periods of time.
Remember, at this point, you're just generating ideas. Don't worry about your education or experience yet. Before the next episode, go ahead and try the same exercise with your other interests. You'll be happy to see that you really are creating work options for yourself.
If you're talking college student or high school student, it's trying to get as much experience in a variety of situations, not just occupations. And one of the things I've advocated that's different maybe than the conventional is to try to get some of your experiences from your imagination. The brain doesn't seem to know the difference between what we imagine doing and what we really do. So, you know, career shadowing and going out and getting experience is good, but you can do a lot of that through your imagination. There's simulation kind of things now. What if I imagine myself working in a veterinary office? And with counseling, that's very often you ask a person to do that, and you can find out by their imagination what kind of information they may need. You don't really understand what it's like to work in a veterinary office from what you say here, so you can do that. Or you get some notion of whether the person themselves, whether they're feeling like they like it. Do I like being around these little animals like this? So using your imagination is another way to get some experience, I think.
Get ready, get set. Here's Patrick with another hot tip.